Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? It's the big 2025, and we still got Lou Holtz and Ryan Day beefing with one another. Somebody said if we just get a video of you talking to Ryan Day pregame, that would be great. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great day. Hope all of you having a great end to your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, I can't believe we're talking about this, but we have to talk about the Ryan Day, and believe it or not, Lou Holtz beef. That is a name that probably scratched the back part of your brain. No, I did not mean for that to rhyme, but hey, it is what it is. Lou Holtz, man, oh man, that guy's a legend, at least for me in my book. I'll never forget waking up early Sunday morning and seeing him on college football final. And let me know in the comment section if you're an OG and you remember them glory days of Lou Holtz being on that show. He made that show what it is, and I really look forward to hearing what he had to say because not only was he charismatic, but he was also a pretty funny guy. And I think what I like most about him is he wasn't scared to speak his mind and give you his opinion even if nobody else agreed with it. He was going to tell you the cold hard truth. Speaking of cold hard truth, that's what he said about Ohio State a couple years ago. I'm sure many of you watching this video, you know what went down and what happened. If not, let me enlighten you a little bit. I'm going to make a long story short. Well, I said a couple years ago, it seems like it was that long ago, but technically it was only last college football season. Heading into the Notre Dame versus Louisville State matchup, this is when Lou Holtz said that Ohio State, they're soft. That's all you really need to know, and what transpired after that is Ohio State, they won a nail-biter. Came down to the final play, a couple inches of that. They beat Notre Dame 17-14. I remember that game like it was yesterday. One of the best games I've ever watched. But it's not what happened during the game that had everybody talking. It's what happened after. After the game was over in a post-game interview, the lady who was interviewing Ryan Day asked him a question that had nothing to do with Lou Holtz, and in the middle of answering it, Ryan Day states, "I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now." It was so weird to watch because the reporter at the time asked Ryan Day about his quarterback's performance, which was Kyle McCord. Yet again, cannot emphasize this enough, she did not bring up Lou Holtz or anything, and Ryan Day went out of his way to bring up Lou Holtz. And my immediate reaction when Ryan Day said, "I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is," I said, "Buddy, what do you mean you like to know where Lou Holtz is? He's in bed. He's asleep." It was like 11:30 p.m. when that game wrapped up. It was just crazy to me that that was the first thing on his mind. It's midnight in some places. It was past midnight, and you're like, yeah, I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is. Dude, he's asleep. At the time of that game, Lou Holtz was 104 years old. What do you mean, Ryan Day, you like to know where he's at? I can't get over that. Anyways, I digress. The point is, more of the story, Ryan Day, he's beefing back with a guy who's pushing 110 years old. That will always be one of the most memorable post-game interviews to me and one of the funniest ones I've ever seen. Ryan Day then continued to go on and say, "This is a tough team. This is a tough team, man. It's Ohio versus the world. It's Ohio versus everybody." Give me a break. As to why Ryan Day took that shot, jab, whatever you want to call it, that Lou Holtz threw at him and his football team, I have no idea. But here's what I do know. It somewhat proves the point that Lou Holtz was making there. You have to be soft mentally to let that affect you, and it did affect him. If me calling you soft gets in your head that much, then yeah, you prove my point. You're soft. That's what happened last year, and ever since then, this beef has just continued to go on, and there has been no, I guess you'd say, bromance where you make up and you look past it. No, Ryan Day and Lou Holtz, they have not talked to one another. I even saw something, it was either last week or like 4 to 5 days ago, where a reporter actually asked Ryan Day, "Hey, have you spoken to Lou Holtz? Have you hashed the beef?" And Ryan Day said, "No." That's all he said. One word answer. N-O. I share all that with you to say this. Yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, they were asking, what if Coach Lou Holtz, he shows up at the national championship? What if there's a sighting? What's everybody going to do? What's everybody going to say? And somebody on the McAfee show said, and I quote, "I know that he has a bad leg right now," referring to, yeah, he might not be able to make it to the game. Well, Lou Holtz himself, I actually thought this was some troll account. No, come to find out, it's his real account. He replied to it. He actually quote tweeted it. "If Notre Dame doesn't win, it's because we want to preserve Ryan Day's job. I was originally going to be at the game in spirit, but now I'll be dragging my body along as well." Woo! Man, oh man, what do y'all think about that from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Lou Holtz? Somebody said if we just get a video of you talking to Ryan Day pregame, that would be great. Could you imagine Lou Holtz calling him soft again or just saying Ryan Day's not that good of a head coach and Ryan Day losing his mind? Continuing along here, Lou Holtz followed that tweet up by saying this: "Ohio State has the talent, but Notre Dame has the heart, the culture, and the defense to win this game. Stay patient, run the football, and trust the process. Notre Dame wins a close one by 3. Remember, we're Notre Dame, and they ain't." That was the caption to this video to go along with the tweet, and yeah, let's check out the video. Hey, why not?
Many weeks ago, when the rankings first came out, 1 through 12, I started picking out who I thought would win each and every game. I'm happy to say as we enter the championship game, I have not been wrong yet. And that's unusual for me because I was in the lower third of my high school class. But the fact is, I thought weeks ago that the two best teams that would meet, looking at the bracketing, was Ohio State and Notre Dame. The best football team in the country is Ohio State. They have a great coaching staff. I think their defense coordinator is outstanding, and Chip Kelly's done a good job with the offense, and Coach Day does not get the credit he should deserve for the tremendous accomplishments.
Let me stop you there, Mr. Lou Holtz. By the way, you're a legend. I greatly appreciate you and Lee Corso. Love you guys to death. I think you're giving Rondé too much credit. No, the reason Rondé doesn't get any credit at all from people outside of Ohio State fans is because he can't win big games. And I know you're going to have these Ohio State fans fly into the comment section. Well, Matt, what about Oregon? What about Tennessee? What about, who's the most recent one? Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, Texas. Those are good wins, and I'd say beating Texas and Oregon, those are big-time games and big wins. I'm talking about for the vast majority of Rondé's career, he just has never been able to get over the hump. And that's why I refuse to give him any credit whatsoever, because let me remind you, it's embarrassing that C.J. Stroud, one of the most talented quarterbacks I've ever seen at the collegiate level, with all those first-round picks at the wide receiver position, has 0 championships to show for it. Rondé, for the past 4 to 5 years, has had one of the best teams in the nation and has 0 national championships to show for it.
He's had. However, they have the highest paid NIL. They have a great team. They're very talented on offense and defense. The list goes on and on. But I believe the University of Notre Dame will prevail in this football game. Not because we have the best football team, but I think we have the best culture. Culture will beat talent each and every time. Notre Dame just has to be very, very patient, play their own game, and don't try to impress anybody. Let's just get a 1st and 10. Next thing you know, you'll be in the 4th quarter. It'll be a very close game. Ohio State's not used to being in a real close football game. Notre Dame is, and I think if Notre Dame would just stay with their belief, they will find a way to win. We can run the football. I think Love is outstanding. Our quarterback has been brilliant as a runner. And the list goes on and on. We have a great offensive line, but we have the best defense in the country. Ohio State has a great defense also, but I don't think it's as good as the University of Notre Dame.
Wrong. Try again. Ohio State has the best defense in the country, and it's not even close. Notre Dame has a really good defense, but Ohio State has a great/elite defense.
Our secondary is absolutely outstanding, but let's not win the game. Let's make sure that we don't lose it. Why does Penn State have difficulty winning a real close game? Because they try to win it, and they end up beating themselves. Notre Dame wins this football game by 3, but it's going to be a great game. I'm convinced of that. Good luck to you. Thanks for watching me over all these weeks. I've been right so far. I hope I'm right this time. But people think I'm anti-Ohio State. Nothing could be further from the truth. I was raised in the state of Ohio. I went to college at Kent State in Ohio. Our motto, we can't read, we can't write, but we are Kent State. I coached at Ohio State under Woody Hayes. We won the national championship. There's no coach that's had a greater influence on my philosophy and my belief as a coach than Woody Hayes. So I love Ohio State. It's just that they have a statue of me at Notre Dame.
Hey, man, me and Lou Holtz are more similar than I thought. We don't hate Ohio State. We actually love Ohio State. It's just, we got to call things for how we see it, and Ohio State fans don't like that sometimes. It is what it is. I didn't even think about this up until I saw Lou Holtz tweeting about it, but Rondé wants to win this game just a little bit more because they're playing at Notre Dame and the whole Lou Holtz situation. And I still don't know why Rondé got so upset over Lou Holtz calling them soft, because they are. Just because you're a great football team and you have all the talent in the world, that doesn't mean you're not soft. And the bad news for all the little bro State fans, I know they think they already got this game won, is Notre Dame plays very similar to your big bro up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. They don't have the greatest quarterback in the world. They want to limit possessions, and they're going to run the ball as many times as they can. I will be coming out with my predictions soon, so be on the lookout for that. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? It's the big 2025, and we still got Lou Holtz and Rondé beefing with one another.